Welcome, welcome, welcome to this week's Duchêne Method Q&A. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you're feeling well in your heart today, this morning. It's been a week. It's been a week. And so we're continuing our talk on energy this month. This is the last class of the energy topic. So you're here, the Duchêne method, where I really attempt to break down and teach anything that's related to mind, body, alignment, and how we can best sustain ourselves. And this month, November, was our month. We're talking about energy level. What is energy? How can energy containing, working with, being more present with our energy, learning more about how to increase our energy levels, how that can make a significant difference in the quality of our lives, and as well to essentially learn how to conserve your energy when you're not feeling well, or sometimes we're sick, or sometimes we have bad news. And so, how do we learn to conserve our energy so that we don't stay in a space of lockedness, stuckness, to be able to really show up every day the best that we can, even if some days we do have less energy than other days, still. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sabi is here from Montreuil. Anali is here. Good morning. Virtual hug to you, my dear. Jenny is here. So without further ado, I want to dive right into our topic this week. I'm so excited. This is the last one for this month, meaning next month is December. Already, Friday is December. We're moving into a different topic. But for this month, we're going to wrap up November. We're going to talk about energy medicine. And I'm going to do a little review on one or two things that I touched upon this month. And so in order to get us started, I really wanted to reiterate some of the things that I mentioned in my newsletter from last week, and hopefully it's helpful to you. So when I talk about energy medicine, I'm talking about a component that bridges the gap between physical health and energetic health. They work together, and I tend to break things down in sections first to assist you in understanding how they actually do come together. So at first we dissect, we look at each piece, and then we slowly put it back together. So what I found in my practice and my work over the past couple of decades is that, it's rather easy to find what's not working. Meaning, when somebody comes in to see me and they have a problem, we identify the problems overall. The way that medicine, that even our philosophy in this culture works is that we tend to work it's not working. What's not working so we can fix it. In holistic circles, we tend to do this a little bit differently. We first will look at what is working. What is working for you right now? Where do you feel healthy? Because that changes the tone and sets a very different language for the next few moments in identifying how I or someone else can best help you. So I wanted to make that very clear from the beginning, because when you focus on what's working first, it immediately realigns, reframes your brain to start thinking about what is actually functioning, that your body, even though it might be fighting to assist you in either dealing with a virus or a headache or a gastrointestinal issue or acid reflux, that the preliminary understanding is that at the foundation, at the base of this, is that something is working to maintain the inner scaffolding of your health. So enter energy healing, meaning if you start to focus on what's working in your life, even if you're sick, even if you're not doing well, it will automatically reframe your entire nervous system. It's like that double helix, right? That spiraling effect of you focusing on, okay, I'm not feeling so well today. And at the same time, I'm so grateful because my bowels are functioning properly, because my heart is beating, because I still can see clearly. So we really look at what's working first in energy medicine healing. Now, not everybody takes this position. That's certainly the position that I take. So what we want to do is we want to see beyond the veils of discomfort. What is beyond those veils of discomfort? And what's beyond the pain? And that requires for us in the moment at its inception to focus differently, as opposed to focusing on only what is not working. So energy medicine essentially is a way of seeing. It's a way of seeing things that explores the intricate pathways of energy within the human system. So, as I said, it's a holistic approach because the body is not merely a collection of its parts, right? We're not just a collection of all these body parts. We are a communication system. I've spoken about this many times, of course, because your fascial system is that communication system within your body that is very much in relationship to your energetic fields, the fields around you that we're going to get into in a moment. So we want to look at what is right, what is functioning, what is in harmony with itself to begin with. And I wanted to share with you first an image. So let me go back here. I want to show you an image. Okay. So let's go with this one. What's working? What's working first? Did you know? First and foremost, right? We're going to stop at the top right side. Negative emotions can create nervous system chaos, but positive emotions do the opposite. And I've spoken about this many, many times. If you focus on what's working to elevate your relationship to positivity and optimism, that has an actual physiological effect on your health. So we want to start to really understand the science, the depth, the profundity of focusing on positive emotions, on saying kind words, on expressing love and kindness to another. This is not just a lovely thought. This is an important practice that we want to explore so that that will help to raise your level of presence in relationship to energy levels. Moving down, the second part on the right side here says positive emotions can increase the brain's ability to make good decisions. Woo, that is important. That is important, right? Positive emotions can increase the brain's ability to make good decisions. So you see, we're already moving into the science of how optimism and positivity helps you to make not just good decisions, but I'd like to add better decisions. If you focus on what's working, you tend to make better decisions for yourself. Underneath that, and of course, it's all emanating from the heart, isn't it? You can boost your immune system by focusing on positive emotions. So in this moment, I would love for you, I'm going to take a break here and I'm going to go back to me. Thank you. So in this moment, can you please write in the comments, what positive emotions might you be feeling right now? Just take a moment to do this exercise with me. Write down what positive emotions are in your body, in your mind, in your presence. So I'm going to start you off. What positive emotions are present for me right now is that I am feeling energized and grounded within my body right now. All right, that's me. I'm feeling energized and grounded within my body right now. These are positive emotions that I'm feeling, which actually is giving me more energy. So take a moment. I want you to please share what positive emotions are existent in your environment right now. And it might take a moment for you to figure it out, because I'm kind of putting you on the spot, aren't I? I'm asking you, hey, what's feeling good right now? And that's a kind of training that you want to start to focus on what's working, what's feeling good in your life right now. So Jenny writes, she feels happy and comforted. Wonderful. Those are positive emotions. So, for example, if Jenny hits a snag today, if something happens, if someone is rude to her, anything that would happen that could infiltrate some sort of negativity in her life, she could reconnect to this sense of happiness and comfort that she's feeling right now. This is a way to train your body to come back to what you are feeling in the present moment that is positive and optimistic, no matter how bad the situation is. No matter how bad the situation is, we always have the option to return and train ourselves into plugging the optimist, positive side of things, because it's very easy, as I said at the beginning of my talk today, it's very easy to focus on what's wrong, on what's not working. It's the same thing with in my practice. When people come to me and something's not working with them, okay, we acknowledge that, and I always check in with them first about what is working. Where are you in this moment? What is working? And that changes, reframes your neurological system into understanding that the foundation for your life overall tends to work rather well. And the more you think this way, the more positive emotions arise, the better your decisions are. Does this make sense? Sabi says, I'm feeling calm. Wonderful. Right? So Jenny says, Jenny is having a time at work right now, or your partner is having a time at work right now. And she said she keeps reminding herself as she has to listen to a lot of negative feedback, but that people are are in pain. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that they're in pain. It isn't hers, it's theirs. Right. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. So Jenny's partner, who is an educator, is an environment where I'm guessing people have a lot of pain. People have a lot of negative feedback. Well, the truth about that is that the world overall tends to focus on what's not working, or the hyperbole, exaggeration of mediatization of the global situation. And I'm going to come, thank you, Jenny, for saying that, because that is arising something within me to just kind of do a small parenthesis here. In order for your partner, in order for Katie to make sure she doesn't get pulled down by people's negative feedback, she has to nurture herself. She has to continue to take care of herself. This is why, since the beginning of this series, my perspective on mind, body, spirit, and emotional alignment is to first heal, deal with the self before you can extend to others. Because if you're not in alignment, the art of alignment, the art of mindful communication, you cannot sustain an environment that is negative all of the time. And many people work in negative environments. Jenny says families on both sides of the Israel-Hamas war, and she's just trying to take care of all of them. Yes. Thank you, Jenny. This is a huge thing right now. I too have a lot of clients who are very upset and who are destroyed almost. They really are having a very difficult time in processing what's happening in the world right now. And I am certainly not going to get into the intricacies of this dispute at this moment. However, if you are in this conversation, if you are in this environment of what's happening in the world right now, and there's a lot happening in the world right now that is very heavy, that is very negative, that affects us all. Believe me, I am affected by what's going on in the world right now. I can have a hard time several times a day when I look at what's happening. I feel depleted. I feel angry. I feel hurt. I'm not sure what to do in that moment of negativity, right? When I feel heavy. And then I remember my own practice and I bring myself back to center and I remind myself that the best way for me to deal with what's happening in the world and with my own business and clients is to take care of myself. This is a super important time to really have the tools. So for Katie, who's working in the heart of it all day long, it's not like she can just disappear. Maybe she can take a break throughout the day and go for a walk. The truth of the matter is we need to soften our hearts to ourselves, to have more compassion and love with ourselves, to soften our internal dialogue with ourselves. Otherwise, there is no way that we can traverse these veils of pain, of injustice, of insanity. And it feels like it's been ongoing, hasn't it? It's just been one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. And it's not like it wasn't like that before COVID, but COVID certainly shone a light on the many dysfunctionalities that we're dealing with in the world. Yeah, Jenny says yes, the families that she's working with are releasing their pain at her. So she's in a service industry as an educator, just like myself, right? As a coach, as a teacher, as a practitioner. We are the ones a lot of the time that are receiving a lot of the backlash of the pain, although I dare say her situation is rather different than mine because I'm in the healing business. She's in the education business. And she runs the entire school, if I'm not mistaken. So of course, families come and she's the one responsible. So she takes on a lot of that pain and negativity. So it's so important for Katie to really be able to have these tools throughout the day where she can rejuvenate herself, tap in with you, her partner, Jenny, with her family, with her children, and that she can also focus at the end of the day or throughout her day on what is working, what is the foundation for her to stand upon where she can feel nurtured, supported, and loved. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. That's super helpful. It's a lot of information that feeds us all. So thank you for that interactivity. Anali said, I am feeling deeply grateful for the people I am surrounded by. That is beautiful. Thank you, Anali. I love that. Yeah, so in a sense, I love what you wrote there because if you're feeling deeply grateful for the people you're surrounded by, it means that you're making really great choices about who to surround yourself with, back to my point and to my diagram, right? So it just doesn't happen haphazardly. We make decisions in our lives of who we want to be surrounded with so that we feel loved, we feel heard. So well done, Anali, and thank you for sharing that. Me too, I'm super grateful by who I'm surrounded by. And I work on it all the time, you know. I really look to see how I can improve the quality of my life by also being more nurturing, more loving, kinder, to not judge. It is a daily practice, my friends. And it's possible to do it when you are working from your heart space. So we tend to make better decisions when we work from our heart space. Okay, back to my diagram so we can go through this. So at the very bottom, oh, I love this one. At the very bottom, and for you mothers, you're going to really love this. A mother's brain waves can synchronize to her baby's heartbeats, even when they are a few feet apart. Isn't that beautiful? A mother's brain waves can synchronize to her baby's heartbeats, even when they are a few feet apart. That is the power of working from your heart source, from a place of love, of compassion. And that moves into the energetic realms, the auric realms. This is what this is saying. The brain waves that can synchronize to her baby's heartbeats. How does that happen? Energetically. The brain waves are energetic communicators, which we're going to get into in a moment. We're moving up on the left side. Positive emotions create physiological benefits in your body. Of course, if you're focusing on what's working, if you're focusing on being happy, if you are working out your body, right? If it's possible for you to move your body around, usually the adrenaline component kicks in and you tend to feel happier. I feel really happy in the morning when I move and when I listen to great music. It makes me really happy. That's what I do to help me shift from feelings of negative emotions. Or if I'm feeling down on any given day, I'm going to put on some music. Moving up on the left side, this is so cool. In fetal development, the heart forms and starts beating before the brain begins to develop. Why? Because your brain needs nourishment, and without the heart pumping blood to the brain, there is no development. So in a healthy fetal development, the heart develops and forms and beats before the brain begins to develop. So when we talk about being compassionate, heart-centered species, we truly, really are, because in embryological development, that's how it works. Our hearts develop first because the entire form needs that heartbeat, that pumping of the blood to nourish the entire body. And finally, at the top left side, the human heart's magnetic field can be measured several feet away from the body. And that, my friends, is the topic for today when I'm talking about energy medicine. We're talking from heart-centered magnetic fields that go beyond the physical body and affect all parts of who you are. So, my friends, energy medicine, your auric fields. So we just looked at the physiological component of what happens in fetal development, how your heart develops first, how that feeds your brain, how more blood is generated, pumped throughout your fascial system, because in my experience and in how I view it, the fascial system is your nervous system. So blood flowing through your body from your heart is the beginning of life, because your brain and every other part of you needs to connect with that. Okay, now we're going to go into the wavelengths beyond your physicality. So I want to share another diagram with you in the hopes of initiating this beginning to the aura. So before I give you that picture, let me just move into the energy medicine, the energy fields, and we're going to call them auric fields, A-U-R-I-C. An auric field is an extension of ourselves. Your energy, my energy, the energy that you are relating to me in this moment is an extension of who I am. An energetic field surrounds our bodies, and it consists of several layers. The subtle bodies connect into our physical body via energy centers. Okay, energy centers. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Let me go back here. I want to show you the chakras. Remember this from a couple of weeks ago. So these are your energy centers. I already gone through this. I'm just giving you a little visual to reconnect with your chakras, because your auric fields that appear around the human body, around the body, are connected to every energy center within the human body. And these are the energy centers that we are talking about. The 7 chakras. Okay, so a short visual on this so that I can bring you to our next slide, which is starting to look at the auric fields, the 7 levels of human aura. So I hope that you can see this here. And we're going to start at the bottom left. So we're going to go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh levels. So I'm just going to keep this image up for a moment. So your first level is called the etheric field. And this layer, now understand, these are all magnetic energetic fields that are around your body. The first layer is called the etheric field. That's the field, that's the energetic field that is closest to the physical body. This layer represents the physical body, your muscles, tissues, bones, etc. And it connects to your root chakra, your first chakra, which is the root chakra. Usually, when you develop your sensitivity to the auric fields, you will tend to see a bluish gray color around the body. And it's easiest to see, of course, with the naked eye, with a trained naked eye. We develop this over time. And for some reason, because it's so close to the body, right, it's connected to the physical body, this auric field tends to be stronger in athletes and those who are very active. So that energy field of your body tends to be more easily visible, and there is a way to train the eye to this. So don't worry if you've never seen an auric field. That's completely normal. It is a practice like anything else. And the more that you practice seeing the energy fields around people, the more you will tend to see them. So this is a little guideline. So notice in some athletes and people who are super active, can you start to visualize, to allow your eyes to see soft eyes, to start to develop a relationship to that type of energy that lives right around their body? And the etheric field also will tend to be weakest in those who lead a more sedentary lifestyle, or if their immunity is compromised. So people who have a weak immune system, or if they're sick, or if they tend to move less, it's going to be harder to see and visualize this first layer etheric field. The second one, we're going to go on your lower right side and just kind of follow the arrows and try to see here. See, even as I'm sharing it with you, teaching it with you today, gives you some practice because you have the colors there on the screen. So your second layer is called the emotional field. And that represents emotions and feelings. It's connected to the sacral chakra. And this one can be all colors of the rainbow. And sometimes it's difficult to be able to see this field properly, or if you see some muddy coloredness, this is when somebody is experiencing emotional stress, which is a reality for many people right now. And the state of your chakras overall can be easily determined from this layer. So if your emotional layer, the second layer that you see here, that seems to have a plethora of colors of the rainbow, if this field is under stress, it's going to be muddier. And that's the field of energy around the body that is the most easily diagnostic. It's an easy diagnostic of your overall well-being, this second layer. Okay, we're going to move into the third layer, which is your mental layer. Here we're talking about the logical mind. It's the third from the physical body. It represents thoughts, cognitive processes, and your state of mind. And usually this layer, if it's healthy and vibrant, will be a bright yellow in color, and it connects to your solar plexus chakra. And this one will often radiate the strongest around your head, neck, and shoulders, clearly, right? Because it's the mental part, it's the mental state. This auric field will tend to be stronger in those who engage in mental tasks, or those who tend to have an overactive mind. So start to identify, which auric field might you relate to the most of the time. We all have these auric fields and colors. But there are different parts where we might connect with them better. I remember last week when we were talking about the crystals, I think that it was you, Anali. Let's see if I can find my crystals again. Here we go. Yeah, last week we were talking about the crystals, and I think, Anali, you were saying Which one did the carnelian, I think, right, is known as the stone of self-esteem because it's such a powerful motivator. I think that's the one that you were saying, Anali, that you were going to get, if I'm not mistaken. So I just wanted to kind of pop that up because as you can see, um, all of these work together. We talked about the chakra system. Yet last week I talked about energy fields and how to heal your energy fields, and certainly sacred stones are part of that. And this week we're diving deeper into your auric fields. Okay, so we were at the mental layer. That was third layer. So your fourth level now, the fourth is going into the astral layer. So this is the fourth from the physical body. So you notice we're moving out and away from the center, from the physical body. This layer represents where we form our astral cords with others, meaning these invisible energy cords that we have with others. How do you know that you have any energy cords with others? These are the people with whom you have the most love and or difficulty in your life. The most imposing people that have appeared in your life, your parents, your siblings, your spouse, partners, even your dogs, your animals are also related to the astral realm. And they're also in past lives. They're not just of this lifetime. We connect our astral cords from past lives. And usually it'll show up as a pink or rosy in color. It's connected to your heart chakra. And you can develop this auric field by practicing loving kindness, by developing intimate relationships with people. And I'm not just saying intimate as lovers, I'm talking about intimate as allowing yourself to open your heart with other people's. This will assist you in tapping in to your astral field. Moving on to your fifth layer. This is your etheric layer. And this one represents the entire blueprint of the body that exists on the physical plane. So this is the blueprint of your body in your physicality. This includes everything you create in the physical plane, including your identity, your personality, and your overall energy. It connects to the throat chakra, and this area can vary in color. So it's not always a specific color. And now the most beautiful thing about the etheric layer, my friends, is that you can develop it, make it stronger, connect to it with more vitality through expressing your truth and tapping into knowing who you truly are. Our next layer is the celestial layer. This is the sixth auric field from the physical body, and it connects to the third eye chakra. It carries a very strong and powerful vibration, and it represents the connection to the divine and all other beings, meaning spiritual beings beyond the physical realm. This auric field is most easily seen through unconditional love and the feelings of oneness flowing with all people, becoming more connected to people. And it's a pearly white in color usually. So if you start to see a pearly white color around people and you're like, wow, this person is really beautiful, well, you're tapping into their celestial auric field. And when this layer is strong, the person may certainly have the ability to connect or communicate with the spiritual world and realm. And this person is also available to receive angelic messages. So here we're kind of moving into the realm of psychic abilities, right? Angelic realms, people who channel the divine grace, God energy, all types of energies, energy from the angels. This is your celestial field, auric field. And then lastly, we have the Catheric template. So the seventh layer, also called the causal layer. This, my friends, is divine wisdom. This is divine wisdom. It's the furthest away from the body, and it represents the feeling of being one with the universe. It holds all the information about your soul and previous lifetimes. And this one will vibrate at a very high frequency. So why do I talk about practicing meditation? Because when you practice meditation, you actually augment the possibility of this energetic field to grow. So your frequency is vibrating at a higher level. And of course, this auric field is connected to your crown chakra and will appear gold in color. It rapidly pulsates, right? This is a vibrational energy field that moves very quickly. And when it's developed and it's strong, it will give you the ability to surrender to the path of the divine and can help increase your psychic abilities. That's a handful. So I kept that up the whole time so that you can identify and move in all these areas. And Ali says, yes, the carnelian. I found one and have been carrying it around with me ever since. Oh, wonderful. That's so great. Thank you for sharing that, Anali. I appreciate it. Okay, so now today we have another layer, right, to this energy medicine, to this energy healing. I have to tell you, I have a little bit of a pet peeve. And that's when people will refer to energy medicine or spiritual development or connection as woo. Have any of you heard someone say, oh, you're so woo-woo? Well, I am anything but woo, number one. And I speak of the spiritual realm, the auric field, quantum physics, quantum science, because it's all very real. There is nothing woo about it. In fact, I discourage people to use the word woo because it is correlated to some sort of out there, not really present type of identification. And I think that that's incorrect. I think that spirituality, connecting to divine grace, understanding all of these intricate systems of energy in the body, whether we are using healing stones that Anali has also participated in, you want to understand that energy medicine really relating to your auric fields and starting to develop your eye to see beyond the veil of what's right in front of you. So I'm going to bring it full circle to the beginning of our class today. When someone comes in to work with me, I will tend to always identify and ask them what's working in your life, what's working, even though you're going through pain. So I was going through, or am still going through, a lot of pain based on someone in my life passing away recently, which was had some component of tragedy to it. And so we have to deal with these emotions of things that happen around us. But there's nothing woo-woo. Woo-woo is it's just woo-woo, Jenny. W-O-O-W-O-O. Woo-woo. This is when people correlate to spiritual work or working with the energy layers, with the etheric realms, the auric fields that I just shared with you today. And so it's correlated to something that's not really grounded in science, or that's not really real. It's just kind of out there. And it diminishes the magnificence and importance of energy medicine, that we are complex beings. It's not just your physiology. So in our allopathic medicine system, how we treat is with pharmacology. We give people pills to assist them in feeling better. And I'm not saying that that's not useful at times. Most of the time, when there is a dysregulation in your body, if you're tired, if you're upset, if you have major headaches, if you have acid reflux, if you have diarrhea, if you have pain, if you have numbness in your body, all of these are signs that something is out of balance in your life. And learning about how to heal yourself from an energetic place, from moving into alignment of mind, body, spirit, and emotional recognition of the medicines that are available to us out there, I think is much more fruitful than always having to have someone on the outside of yourself, such as a doctor, tell you what's wrong and give you some medicine. This is why we practice meditation, because when we practice meditation, we have a chance to bring ourselves in the moment, in our hearts, in a space of alignment, and we connect with a higher level of vibrational frequency. And that in itself has the power to heal us. We just have to practice it on a daily basis. This is what this entire month has been about. How do you tap into your energy fields to assist you in building stronger bodies, stronger organs, that you can handle the negativity that's going on in the world right now by knowing where to tap into at what times to remove the toxicity that shows up around you. Jenny says, "Oh, I know what you mean. Just didn't know that particular term." Yes. So woo-woo, right? So I don't really get why that's kind of a pet peeve of mine, right? There's nothing woo-woo about learning about our energy medicine, our energy systems. They are at the base, the most important with to connect with in order to heal ourselves. So, my friends, I hope that this made sense. It's a lot of information, right? Today, I really went into a deeper relationship with the auric fields, with energy medicine. You can certainly come back to this video many times. It'll be uploaded to YouTube. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Write comments underneath the video. Ask questions. I check them and I will respond to them as well. If you have a comment, an idea, an insight, something you want to share, please write comments underneath the video on YouTube or right now, or even on our Facebook group. So anybody who's new here visiting us for the first time, we have a wonderful interactive Facebook group under the Duchêne method, where we practice mind-body alignment systems. This month, this whole year, we've been practicing on gratitude, sharing our gratitude. So I want to invite you to check those out. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I invite you to do so. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to do that as well. You can sign up for my newsletter via my website at artofalignmentacademy.com. And next month, we are moving into a different topic. December, we're starting to move into nourishment of the soul. So we're going into a little bit of a relationship with developing a higher level of consciousness in relationship to our health. And Jenny said, "I don't really understand it, because even in a hospital, they will tell you that positive talk and energy helps heal." Oh, good. So you do understand it. I went a little bit further with the auric fields today, right? But yes, in many hospitals also, I don't want to just say that hospitals and doctors are not helpful. They are, absolutely. What I was suggesting was that a lot of the time, the method to heal is through pharmacology, which sometimes it is. It's super helpful. Overall, this capacity to have positive self-talk, to focus on optimism, on developing a heart of compassion, tolerance, love, all of these skills that are actually energetically based, right? When you're expressing love, when you're sharing words of kindness one another, they have to come from your heart. They come from a place of energy. So I think in some ways you might understand it better than you think, Jenny. And yes, absolutely. In a lot of, I think that now we're developing better integrative programs within hospitals where people actually get to practice meditation. They are taught about these types of healing and energetic arts, because it's an art to develop a meditation practice. It's an art to develop an internal, positive, and optimistic self-talk. Oh, sorry, I meant that I don't understand why anyone would call it woo-woo, because even medical people recognize it. Yes, some medical people recognize it. And then some people, it's amazing to me how many people are still disconnected from this type of medicine, energy medicine, tapping into our internal strengths, our consciousness, our connection with nature, which I also call our connection with the divine, prayer, meditation, sending people good healing vibes. This is all very real science. It works. So this week, I encourage you to practice energy medicine. Anali says, thanks so much. Ending this session with a smile as always. Oh, yay. Thank you, Anali. That's a beautiful comment. I appreciate you. So this week, here's your assignment. Go out there and practice energy medicine, right? Work from your heart and see if you can start to see auric fields around people's body. Can you see colors around people's bodies? And just let it happen as it happens. Don't work so hard to try to get it. And then see what appears. Energetically, you can really feel, right? It's not about so much seeing with the eyes, but it's more about feeling from your vision of insight. Thank you, my friends, for being here. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you next week, same time, moving into nourishing the soul, nourishing your spirit. What can we do in the month of December as we come toward the year's end? To nourish ourselves more, to be more mindful, to be more connected from our spirit, from our soul. And I'm going to dissect a few of those concepts for you. And I really hope that you'll join me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Make good choices. Make good decisions for yourself. And if you need to review this video, please come back on my YouTube channel. It'll be uploaded in about an hour or so. Janet says, thank you for this. So often when I close my eyes, I get waves of color and light dark. You're wonderful. And you are wonderful, Janet. Thank you for being here. Jen is an artist. So of course, I would think that this would be something that developed naturally within you because you obviously work with color. You are a beautiful artist. And by the way, whoever is on this call right now, if you want to check out Janet Jacobs on Facebook, check out her page. She is a beautiful artist and does beautiful work. So thank you for your comment, Janet. Blessings to all of you. Have a wonderful day. I will see you next week. Bye for now.